over, okay? Stop fueling the fire! CasualSusan and Sashley are fine! Yeah, I know. But guess who doesn't know? Tons of people from literally like 1 week ago. Like a bunch of these comments are literally from only a couple weeks ago, maybe 1 week ago. I don't even know. Oh wait, this is a good comment. So you can clearly see there are still people who still apparently think that the drama is still going. Like what? Look at this post. Look at this post. What does that post say, everyone? Everyone, what does this post say? Hashtag! Oh, I just noticed that is not a normal hashtag. Just similar art styles. Just! Sashley and Susan are friends now. Sashley and Susan are coolio now, so why can't the rest of you just become friends and be coolio too? Can't we all join together as Sashley and Susan fans? Even if we don't like them equally, can we all just be friends together and all get along? Apparently not. So here I am, stuck making this video, yay! So back when I made my other rant, when the drama was still kind of going on but slowly dying down, there was a comment that said, yeah, I think the drama is pretty useless too, but I think most of it was fueled because the weeb memes are pretty similar. What? So today I am here to officially compare the two weeb memes and put an absolute end to all of this drama, all of it, once and for all. So here we go! So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the frames. So if we go on ahead and take a look at CasualSusan's side, we can see that you can't even see Sans' whole body. It shows some of his legs and everything up. As for Sashley, Sans' whole body is shown. Also, as you can see, the style is extremely different. I don't even know why people are like even comparing their styles in the first place. Like, they do not look similar, dude. Susan's lines are sloppier than Sashley's, and Sashley's shapes are pretty geometric, and meanwhile Susan's are more natural, I think. Those are only a couple of the differences in their styles. Susan Sans' right arm is actually faced towards his hip. Sashley Sans' right arm is just kind of facing outward, and it is far shorter than Susan's. For Sans' left arm on Susan's side, you can kind of see behind the arm a little bit and the sleeve, and that is underneath the arm, but on Sashley's side, you can also see a bit behind the arm, but it's on top of it. Okay, yeah, I can't explain, I'm just gonna show you. See and see. Susan Sans is also wearing shorts, while Sashley Sans is wearing full-out pants. Susan Sans also appears to be much larger on the screen, and he has tears coming out of his eyes. There's also a very thick outline outside of the eyes. And if we compare this to Sashley's side, we can clearly see that the outlines around the eyes are much messier and there are no tears. Also, the mouth on Sashley's side is much wider than the one on Susan's side. Let us continue. On to the next frame, because these two totally look traced. So basically, Susan's fish is much closer to the screen, and you can hardly even really see any of it. I mean, you can't even see the whole eyes. Meanwhile, on Sashley's side, the fish is much more clear. Also, Susan's fish appears to be sweating quite a bit, unless those are supposed to be the scales. I'm done. You know what? Sweat or scales, I'm done. I don't think I even really need to explain this one, and if I do, then oh my god. Now let's take a look at this frame. So in Sashley's, you can actually see the back of Sans' head, but on Susan's, you can't. And throughout the whole meme, it appears that Susan's images are much closer to the screen and more is hidden. You can also actually see the tongue in Sans' mouth on Susan's side, but not on Sashley's. The eyes are a bit more squished on Susan's side, meanwhile on Sashley's, they're more round. Susan also appears to have a bit more expression in hers. There's little lines on the face and also some little things under the eyes. I don't even know what to call those. Also, on Sashley's side, you can see a bit more of the body. As I said before, throughout pretty much this entire meme, you can see less of Susan's, and the images are much more closer to the screen than Sashley's. So, yeah, that's one of the main things. On Sashley's meme, well, less of the neck is there. I don't know, it just appears to be more curved in and also smaller than Susan's. And the outfits also look slightly different. Like on Susan's side, you can see a V shape directly underneath the neck where the outfit actually starts. On Sashley's side, it's much less of a V shape and more like some kind of square. They both have collars, sure, but they're shaped much differently. You can also see the shoulders on Sashley's side, but not on Susan's. I'm sure now you're starting to see why it's so ridiculous that us people had to explain these things. But hey, that's the animation meme community for you. Get used to it. So, again, another frame that I shouldn't even have to explain. I shouldn't even have to explain any of this, but... So again, with Susan's images being much closer to the screen. Also, the eyes are extremely thick on Susan's side. And while they're still thick on Sashley's side as well, they're more round. They appear to be more curved. And on Susan's side, they're more sharp and like rectangles. Also, the mouths are on completely different sides of the face. And on Susan's side, the mouth is closed, and on Sashley's side, it's not quite. It's closed with color on the bottom, but not an actual line. The outfits are also very much different on both OCs, just wanted to point that out real quick. I've actually seen, Susan's child, what was his name again? Oh yeah, Skylar. So Skylar is Susan's OC, little child of Sans and Susan. And that right there is actually like a little katana, or I don't even remember what to call those things, but it's like a kind of like a little scarf around the neck. I haven't actually seen the ref sheet for Sashley's OC though, so I think that appears to be a hoodie, but you can clearly see in each one it's very different. And the whiskers on the sides of the faces, look at Susan's whiskers. They're much more pointed up. It seems they're more out there, I suppose. Meanwhile, on Sashley's, they're more calm and just to the sides of the face. And also on Sashley's side, they're rotated completely differently. On Sashley's side, the character is facing completely forward to the screen, and on Susan's side, it's slowly faced towards the left. Well, the OC's left, you know. The ears are also shaped differently. On Sashley's side, they're completely pointed downward, and on Susan's, they're more upward. And another thing I literally just noticed is that the hair is on completely different sides of the face. So yeah, again, pretty depressing that I need to explain it, but let's just move on to the next one. Can I just talk about how we've literally only covered about 2 to 3 frames so far, and already so many differences, and still the drama even after both of them said it was over? Alright, this is one of the last frames I'll even be going over with, because this is just ridiculous. So on this frame, I'm disappointed in the world. Look at their faces, guys. Just look at their faces real quick. How exactly is that similar to freaking that? Okay, breezing right past the faces. So let's take a look at their hands. Obviously, incredibly different. Susan's hands are, more shaped like hands, and meanwhile on Sashley's side, they're more round. The fingers on Sashley's side are simply lines, which there's nothing wrong with that. I understand it's a style choice. Plus, these are old. And on Susan's side, they're more shaped like fingers. Also, Susan Sans is wearing some kind of gloves. So yeah, just a nice observation I figured I'd throw in there. The collar on Sashley's side, if you can see past that watermark, the collar is a lot more defined, as well as the tie. Susan Sans' arms are much more thick than Sashley Sans' arms. They are significantly thicker on Susan's side. In fact, her whole style back then seemed to be, thick, chubby. Alright, well, you know what? I can clearly see that I am currently going insane, so I better stop this video right now. Guys, this is ridiculous. Seriously, stop starting drama over these things. I feel like at this point, the fans are just starting drama just to start drama, just for the fun of it. I think these people are just trolls. I think it's ridiculous that people would even think these are remotely traced or copied. So, yeah, anyways, this is me, Alimation, signing out. I'm gonna go kill myself, probably. I don't know.